Hello, this is Coco, and um, I'm doing a recap of episode 5 of The Reason I Can't Find My Love. And it started off with the older guy. He was at the beginning of episode 1 where Fuji slapped um, his butt, and Tamu, the one that said, I see why you can't find a man. Them two, they were talking about having a barbecue, and then here comes Fuji and you and coming in, and they were basically like, Fuji, you bring this, and you bring that, and they were like, what? We're like, we're gonna have a barbecue, and they were like, Fuji, bring your roommates, and then somehow it got onto the topic of Fuji, you should bring Taki, maybe her new boo. And they were just teasing her for a minute. I don't know, you was looking kind of jealous, but he would start smelling near the end. And I guess, just happy she's getting teased. And so Fuji asked Taki, and he said yes. And she asked Saki and Mako, but Mako couldn't go because Harpu Yamamoto asked her if they could spend all day together. So she was gonna spend time with him. Misaki couldn't wait because Misusu and her were talking about love, and so Saki couldn't wait to see Misusu's boo. But what she does not know is that Misusu's boo, her husband is Shiratashi, the dude that she's been basically seeing. But you remember, before it went, it's still cheated. But before it went anywhere, she deleted her phone number out his phone and whatnot. And so, and also because she wanted to see Taki, Fuji's maybe new boo. And when they get there, Taki took Fuji and Saki. Well, when they get there, the older guy, he couldn't come because he had to record something, and Shiratashi wasn't there yet. And so Fuji and Taki's having a moment together, and Yu's looking jealous. And they were all at the table at one point. And Tamu, the dude that said you couldn't find a man because you act like one. He was talking about how he broke up with his girlfriend, and Rumi, the nosy one, that's all up in everyone's business, said my boyfriend broke up with me after 2 weeks, and it was just like awkward, because Fuji and you broke up for 2 weeks, and a couple people on the table do that, but I don't know if they knew everyone. Almost everyone knew that, and so someone was trying to break the awkwardness. It was like, let's play rock, paper, scissors. Whoever do, gotta go get the charcoal. Well, it just got more awkward because Fuji and you did the same thing, so they had to go get it. And while they was going to get it, Tamu and Saki were playing a game, and Hikari and Taki was getting the charcoal set up. Well, getting the fire started or whatever. And that's when Hikari told Taki that Fuji and you used to go out. And, he was like, what? She said it was a long time ago. She said it was before me. So, whatever. And anyway, here comes Shiratashi. I think they played it off well, but maybe they didn't play it off too well. Because, when Saki saw who it was, and she went up there, and they introduced each other, but for some reason Misusu was looking at them like, and I don't know how she knew, but I don't know, she just wasn't feeling that introduction, I guess. So everyone's going to the table to sit down, and Saki was like, I gotta go because I have a part-time job, and everyone's looking at her like, what, like, why is she leaving? And Saki gives Shiratashi her card, where she where she works at that hostess club. And so she leaves, and then Hikari gets a phone call, and it goes to to Fuji and you walking back with the Charco. And I don't know how it started, but you was like, well, you better be honest with him because before it's 2 weeks or something like that. And she said 2 weeks. What is that supposed to mean? And one of them started. All I know, all they was going back and forth. It's like you broke up with me. Like one of them, they have no clue of who broke up with who. And then he was like, he said you wouldn't, you took it, you wouldn't hold my hand. You laughed when I tried to kiss you. He said you wouldn't even wear the ring, the necklace that I got you, which she did find at the before the barbecue. She did come across it, and she said I was embarrassed. And I don't think she meant. I don't think it meant embarrassed, like embarrassed, but like more like she's awkward. That's all I can say. She's awkward, and like if they've been friends as long as they claim to be, whichever how long it is, he should know she's awkward. And I guess 2 weeks is almost half. That's almost half a month. I guess it's a time limit for someone, but I don't. You could. She's awkward around dudes, so I mean, she's like I said, I don't know, but if it was just meant, if it was not meant to be with them two or what, but then he gets and she was like, maybe I should have been honest. This, I mean, she was looking sad, but like, I'm like, oh, and then he was like, I'm sorry, and it was about to walk off. Or what when he did, her car called him saying, and they run it and come to find out her car, his dad fell, and so he went to go take her to the hospital, and then it showed Taki dropping off Fuji. And there was a scene of the next day where all before the next day, Mako, her and her boo, he was like, oh, let's I had a great time. Let's go back to my place. And you could tell Frey she didn't want to go. And even at there was a lunchtime, they were having lunch. He was like, "Why didn't you answer my text message?" And she's like, "I was in a meeting." And he was like, "Is this like last time?" But she was really with Taki. And she was not Taki, my bad, Kasaki. And she was like, no. She was really she's kind of firmly saying, I'm over that. And he got it, and he was like, oh, I'm sorry, but if I send you a text message, I at least want you to respond with something. And she was like, okay. And I'm just like, no, I don't. Every time they hang out with each other, it's back to his place. Like I said, it was creepy. I thought he was gonna be cool to Yamamoto, but I don't know. He just gives off creepy. He's too possessive. I don't know how long they've been going out, but he's too possessive, and like all that. You better text message me when I've seen you. Well, he didn't say it like that, but he might as well. I don't know. He just gives off. He's too possessive. He is, and it's just like, you done showed out. If I got a text message you every time you text me, and I'm like, he shouldn't be texting her during work hours. Anyway, I don't know. I'm not feeling him, and it sucks because he came off as a nice dude at the beginning, and I don't know. So the next day, Miss Susu gave Beckett pink pen that belongs to Saki, and she gave it back to Miss Susu gave it back to the pink pen that Saki gave Shiratashi. Whew, I don't even know what I said. That's why I had to repeat that. And she kind of watched him how he like handled it, and there he go lying. Shoot, boy, you lie, you cheat. He was saying it belongs to someone at work, and she's just looking. And when she was in the office, she asked Fuji if Saki and Shiratashi had ever met before. Tell you, she's feeling something. And so, what did it show? I can't. I have lost my train of thought. I know Taki, he was practicing to ask out Fuji. And his sister walked in, but she didn't catch him. And she was basically like, you just need to ask her. And Tom Yu finally gets to meet Hikari's dad. Oh, but before that, Saki was Shiratashi did go because she gave him the car. He did go to her to Saki's job, and there she was with that dude. They kept saying, go to a quiet room, aka sleep with me. I will do a favor for you. She was with him, and he was asking again, like, if you sleep with me, well, go to a quiet place. I'll see what I can do to help you to get your book in the publishing company. And Shiratashi was not feeling this at all, and dude, like, you're married. So when Shiratashi saw this, he went up to the dude, and he was like, I work in a publishing company. Maybe we know some people. Do you work in a publishing company? And dude was acting kind of iffy. He got up, and Saki's about her money. She was trying to cool it off, make everything okay. And he was like, I'm not I don't work in a publishing company. He said, I just said a lot to sleep with an easy girl. And I was like, oh, the look on her face, it was so sad. And I mean, yes, she should not be a hostess, but it was so wrong. And that's when Shiratashi pushed the dude. And they didn't show the scene after he punched him because the dude looked like he went on the ground. I'm like, okay. And come find out Shiratashi is the one that got beat up. I'm like, what? How are you going to like defend her even though, dude, you married? How are you going to defend her and then lose? And so she was just joking around with him and stuff like that. And, but back to you going to go meet Hikari's dad. That was so sad. Because since Hikari's dad is a doctor, he figures his daughter should marry a doctor so that doctor can take over his business. And first he asked to speak to you alone while he was in the hospital bed. So Hikari didn't get to hear any of this. So when you left, Hikari was just smiling at him, and he just basically like, take care of your dad, and just walked away. It was just so sad, and it's like, oh. And he was walking past the doctor, and it was just like, oh, whew, oh, her dad's so wrong. And Taki asked Fuji out, and it was like, oh, he's so awkward, but it was so sweet because like, I don't speak Japanese, but he was like, yes, like he would have gave, which she was like, yes. I mean, she kind of not talked about, that she's not honest. I think she was kind of, basically, I think what she was trying to tell him was, she's awkward, like she cannot express her feelings well. And she's asking, was he okay with this? And then he was like, what? So are you saying yes? And she said yes, and that's what so that was adorable. And then it showed it was just sweet. And then it shows Fuji putting the necklace in a jewelry box, the one that you gave her so long ago, and then she put it in this box, I guess, of keepsakes that she want to keep. And that's the way it ended. It was a good episode.